Most people think failure happens in adulthood. They think failure begins when the bills pile up, when the job doesn't pay enough, when you hit 30 and realize you're still lost. But let me tell you the truth. Failure doesn't start at 30. It doesn't even start at 20. Failure starts when you're young, when nobody teaches you about purpose. Let me introduce you to David. David grew up in Chicago, a city that never sleeps. Streets full of ambition, people chasing their hustle, tall buildings full of dreams. But inside that noisy city, inside one small neighborhood, lived a boy who was already drifting. David. At 7 years old, he wanted to be a firefighter. He saw a big red truck racing through the streets, sirens screaming, lights flashing. His little eyes lit up. He ran home and shouted, "Mom, I'm going to be a firefighter when I grow up." And for a week, he told everyone about it. His teachers, his friends, even the cashier at the grocery store. But then one night, he was watching TV. A rock band was playing live, the crowd screaming, guitars blazing. Suddenly, the firefighter dream was gone. He picked up a broom, pretended it was a guitar, and told his mom, "Forget the fire truck, I'm gonna be a rock star." And a week later, he saw a documentary about space. The stars, the rockets, the astronauts walking on the moon. His little eyes widened again. "That's it! Forget music! I'm gonna be an astronaut!" And every single dream lasted about 7 days. See the pattern? Every week, a new dream. Every week, a new identity. Every week, excitement that burned out just as fast as it started. Now, was David a bad kid? No. Was he lazy? No. He was just like most kids, curious, excited, hungry for possibility. But here's the problem. Nobody ever sat him down and said, "Son, you need a purpose, one purpose, and you need to commit to it." In school, the message was simple. Get good grades, pass the test, don't ask questions. At home, his parents' message was even simpler. Find something safe, don't take risks, get a stable job. So David did what most kids do. He listened. He followed the rules. He did what everyone expected. But he never learned the most important rule of all, the rule of purpose. And let me pause right here, because I need you to catch this. That's how drifting begins. It doesn't start when you're broke at 25. It doesn't start when you're depressed at 30. It doesn't start when your dreams fall apart at 40. No, drifting begins the moment you accept living without a purpose. And for David, that began in childhood. High school came. The same pattern repeated. One semester, he joined the basketball team. He was excited. New sneakers, fresh jersey, dreams of hitting the winning shot. But 2 months in, practice got tough. He wasn't the star. And guess what? He quit. Next semester, he tried the school band, played the drums, loved it for about 3 weeks. Then he realized it took discipline, practice, patience, and again, he quit. Then he thought about drama club. He went to one rehearsal, stumbled on his lines, got embarrassed, and quit. Do you see it? Every time it got tough, David walked away. Not because he was weak, not because he was stupid, but because he didn't have a why.
And when you don't have a why, every little challenge feels like a mountain. That's why purpose matters. Because purpose is the engine, it's the fuel, it's the thing that keeps you going when everything else screams at you to quit. But David didn't have that. So he quit everything. By senior year, his friends had dreams. One said, "I'm going to study law." Another said, "I'm going to start a business." One wanted to join the military. Another wanted to be a doctor. And when it came to David's turn, he just shrugged. "I don't know. I'll figure it out." But let me tell you, "I don't know" is one of the most dangerous answers in life. Because "I don't know" doesn't mean you'll figure it out. "I don't know" means you're drifting. And if you drift long enough, life decides for you. See, that's the thing nobody told David. If you don't choose your direction, the world will choose it for you. And trust me, the world rarely chooses well. So here's young David, smart kid, curious kid, full of potential, but drifting. Like a leaf in the wind, like a boat with no rudder. And what happens to a boat with no rudder? It moves, it floats, it drifts, but it never arrives anywhere. And right here, in this quiet, unnoticed moment of his life, the foundation for failure was being built. Not by bad choices, not by evil intentions, but by the simple, deadly absence of a goal. Brick by brick, day by day, wish by wish, the stage was already set for the man David would become.
So what's the lesson here? It's simple, and it's one most people ignore. Without a goal, you are already failing. You can have talent, you can have energy, you can have opportunity. But if you don't know where you're going, none of it matters. Because drifting feels safe. Drifting feels easy. You don't have to choose, you don't have to commit. But drifting is deadly. It steals your time, it steals your energy, and one day you wake up and it has stolen your life. So, listen closely. If you're hearing this, if you feel even a little bit like David, if you've been drifting from one thing to another, stop right now. Sit down, write your goal. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Because without it, you'll always be the leaf in the wind, and life will decide your future for you. And trust me, life doesn't always choose well.